Colin Calderwood's home debut as Hibernian manager, a day to forget for Hibs, who fell behind in the 19th minute to a goal from David Templeton. Now, the Hearts goalkeeper Marion Kello had little to deal with throughout the afternoon. Hearts tied it up with a second goal midway through the second half, scored by Stephen Elliott, and in the final minute for that tackle there, the Hibernian captain Derek Riordan was sent off, and Hearts win the Edinburgh derby by 2-0. Now, the former Hibs manager John Hughes joins me now. John, your thoughts on that?
Well, I felt Hibs started the second half really well, and probably Hearts scored against the run of play. But I just felt Hearts had more character in their team. You know, the focal point being Kevin Kyle. You know, certainly played his part up front. Players getting off him. You know, and once again, Colin will be disappointed with the second goal. You know, it was there to be defended. And I know he's working very hard defensively to try and, you know, get it right. It's simple. When you go out there, you can take them by the hand on the training pitch all day long. When you go out on that pitch, you have to defend with a passion, like your life depends on it. And that comes within. And I just feel, you know, that Hibs are just lacking, you know, in that aspect.
Colin said in his pre-match interview, it's just like any other match day. Is it really? It's a bit more than that, isn't it, the derby? Yeah,
it's everything. It means everything to the supporters. You know, you want the bragging rights. And, you know, and it means everything to the players. As I say, I think that's, I don't know the last time Hibs have beat Hearts. I certainly in my tenure never.
It was 18 months ago when 18 months ago was in charge.
Yeah, you know, so, you know, the fans want, as I say, they want to make sure that they're the ones walking about the city with a smile on their face, and it's very disappointing. But, you know, Colin needs time. You know, you can only judge, this club needs stability. It needs stability. As I say, my time's come and gone. You know, I'm really enjoyed myself here. But it's Colin's time. You know, you need to give him 2 or 3 years, then go and judge him. He needs to bring his own players into the club. And he'll be finding out a lot. You know, he's a very clever man. And, you know, he'll be finding out a lot of his players in terms of character. He will be, I have to say, very disappointed in Derek. I felt, I could understand why he's gave him the captain's armband.
Really?
Well, to give Derek a little bit more responsibility. And, you know, but he'll be let down. That was irresponsible.
This is in the last minute, though, this incident here. I mean, you know, you're looking for more throughout the game, but in the last minute, surely they could have bottled it for another minute. Yeah, well, I've got a wee sneaky feeling that these two boys have got a little bit of history, Scatchell and Derek, you know, but it's certainly, let's you know, I don't condone it, but I feel for him because I know what it means to Derek. You know, he's a Hibs supporter, boy and man, and I really feel for him. But you can't go about tackling like that, leaving the ground, and you know he could have damaged the Scatchell, and you know the right decision, unfortunately for Hibs, was taken in the end. How important is it to get the first goal in these derbies?
Vitally important, and I think that's what happened with Hearts. I felt Hearts, as I say, were the better team in the first half. I felt they scored the second goal against the run of play in the second half, but it gives you something to hold on to. And you know, I felt the difference, and the gaffer sitting there, I still call him a gaffer, I've got great respect for him, but I felt the front four of Hearts were outstanding. Templeton's come in, he's not played for a while, he's come in there.
Well, Jim, welcome to the studio. Thanks for joining us so close to the end of the game. How are you feeling after that?
Well, it was a typical derby, wasn't it, in terms of effort and commitment, application. We had a very good first half, and we knew that Hibs would come out the second half, probably because they never really caused us any problems, and they had a good start to the second half, put us under a little bit of pressure. I thought we were a little bit casual in a couple of things, and but we were starting just to weather it when we got the second goal, and you know, that's why I brought Stephen Elliott in there. He's got on the end of a knockdown from the big man who's done that time and time again for him, and what a great little finish. He knows where to go and round about the box, and that's why the reason we got him. So, but then you know, I thought we had a lot of outstanding players today. I thought we were the hungrier side. I thought we got our game plan right, and you know, we went with the 3 up front. We just stealing that channel on the right hand side to get across to their fullback, and we let Templeton go and get at people on the left, which is good.
And he certainly did for the goal.
Fantastic goal, fantastic goal. Just seen the space, went there, changing gear, cut inside, great skill. At the end of it, you've got to have an end product, and what an end product! A great finish. But he's done it often for us this season. He's a wee bit unlucky to be out the side due to the good form some of the players, and that was a terrific goal.
John, you wouldn't have been happy with the defending though if you were still the Hibernian manager.
No, you should have sniffed that out. As I say, Liam Muller got back, and he should have showed them down the line. So Bamber let him inside far too easy, but all credit to the kid, you know, it's a fantastic finish.
Jim, how important can this little player be? He's very young, but I mean his father, who older viewers will remember doing this for Ayr United, Henry Templeton, was a legend at Ayr. He did it throughout his career.
Yeah, I played against him a few times, and very similar in style, you know, just a wee short legs and get at you, very good ball control, quick feet, and I think he's, you know, you can see there's a lot of resemblance there. But we just keep telling him that there's times when he's in a little bit deeper that he tries to bring it down in there when he's really got to play it on. But in that last third, we keep saying to him, just you go and be positive, just be direct, don't think about coming back. You've got the skill to take people on, use it. And he's a terrific prospect.
Let's hear from him now, because he is the man of the match.
David, how does it feel, a derby win and a special goal to remember?
Oh, it's fantastic. It was such a great feeling to score. Obviously, such a good goal and a massive game for us, and I was just happy to get the 3 points and see the fans celebrating the way they were. Is that the type of goal that you dream about as a boy scoring? Yeah, it's always, you always do think about scoring solo goals like that, and it just seemed to open right up for me and just seemed to tuck it away, so I was happy with that.
And a goal in the second half as well made it comfortable for you. Stephen Elliott worked really hard all through the game. Yeah, I thought Stephen was brilliant. His movement up front's excellent for us, and he's just such a hard-working player, and I'm glad he managed to get his first goal. The away form is exceptional for Hearts this season. Can you put your finger on why you've managed to click away from home instead of home? I don't know why it is, because we're usually good at home, but hopefully we can take that into the next home game and try and get it sorted for play well home and away. Well, there's a goal to remember and, of course, a man of the match to remember as well. You're the Clydesdale Bank Premier League man of the match. Well done. Very much, thank you. Cheers.
Well done. Bottle of champagne for him. You'll have to watch him tonight, Jim. What about the second goal? Stephen Elliott, you had a decision to make about him. He's been unfit for the whole season, really, and you give him his first start and he delivered. What were you thinking?
Well, thinking of playing in that channel on the right-hand side. OK, he had a difficult task to get over to the left-back, who was putting in some crosses in the first half. But, you know, he plays on the shoulders. Hibs lost a goal last week at Tannadice. In behind, and we thought if we could get a similar opportunity, he's the one to go in. He was unlucky a couple of times in the first half. The ball just didn't fall for him, but that's him. In and around the box, he'll finish, and that'll do his confidence a world of good.
How did you turn it around from last week when you lost heavily at home to the team which started the game at the bottom of the league? How did you turn it around?
We let a lot of people down last week. We let ourselves down, we let the supporters down, and you wouldn't believe the application and you know, Kilmarnock played well and they passed the ball about well, and we maybe couldn't get a bit near them, but what we said was that the same application that it was the previous two games which we had won wasn't the same, and you'll know go into a derby match if you don't apply yourself. The key to the whole day was, could we look at them individually, could they win their own battles? I think Hearts won more battles today than Hibs when it mattered, and that's the reason they came out on top.
Let's have a look at the league table, Jim, and you can see that you've gone up the table now to 4th spot. Can the lads take confidence in that? Because you've got another big game, a massive game, on Wednesday night. Well,
you know, we missed a chance last week to go into 3rd place, I think, and we couldn't keep throwing it away. So everybody knew the importance of this game today, to keep in touch there at the top, so we're nicely placed, and as I say, Celtic are in good form, especially the confidence up with the goals yesterday, but Tynecastle's a tough place. You know, we played Rangers there and they just pipped us in the last second, so you know, coming off of that victory, we should take confidence. If we apply ourselves the right way and we go about it in the right manner, then we'll give any team a game.
You're bound to have a beer later on with Colin Calderwood. What can you say to him, who's had 3 games in charge now and lost a lot?
Yeah, he's just, obviously it's, you know, I'm more concerned with the Hearts' side. It'll be tough. John knows he's been on the losing side with those things. It's tough to take, even when I've been on losing sides with Hearts and that, and it's very tough to take. But he's just in the door, and he's got to know his players. You can't. He'll take a lot from this game today, and you know, I'm sure he'll work hard with them in the coming weeks to put it into. I feel
his hands were slightly tied today. You know, we. Not having Colin Nish, and when Darryl Duffy comes back, you know, he gives him a different dimension. Darryl Duffy can go over the top, chases the channel, scores goals, and also Samama. you know, right at this moment in time, his hands are a little bit tied, you know, in terms of the formation that he's playing. But as I say, the club needs stability, Colin needs time, and go and judge him after a couple of years. Let him bring his own players in. I feel there has to be, this is a fantastic stadium where, you know, all the work's been put in. It's about time there was a little bit finance put into the team.
It would be a lot easier for him if he still had Anthony Stokes, wouldn't he? Players like that will be difficult to replace.
Yeah, well, 22 goals, and you know, if I'm talking for myself here, I felt that, you know, if I knew 4 games after letting Anthony Stokes go, I would be out of a job, then I would certainly have fought a lot harder to try and keep him.
Really?
But that is football. You know, as I say, you know, I had a wonderful time here, and it's Colin's time, and I really do. He's a genuine guy. You know, he comes across great, and I really do wish him all the best.
And Jim, it's important to have 2 strong clubs in Edinburgh, isn't it? And mounting a challenge to the teams 50 miles to the west.
There's no doubt about that. The atmosphere was terrific here today, you know,
the
new stand, and you know, you want that all the time. So when Hibs are going well and Hearts are going well, you know, you're going to get packed houses and you're going to get great games, and it certainly was a game today where there was a lot of endeavour and commitment out there today on both teams, and I thought we just maybe come out on top, and that's why we won.
Jim, thanks very much indeed for joining us up in the studio. Yogi, it was great to see you as well. We're withholding your match fee though to repair the damage to the studio. Thank you very much indeed. But here in the Scottish capital derby, it was Hearts, glorious Hearts, and Colin Calderwood will have to wait for a win as Hibs manager.